How you, man? Sick as hell, bro. Sick.
Man.
Welcome to the According to Census podcast. I am your host, Andre Williams. No Rob today. It's Devin, Chris. Devin, say hello to people.
I'm here. Where the hell is Rob at? Can't do no damn work.
Man. I don't know where Rob is. I'm assuming he has familial duties to take care of because he's a family man like me. Hey, man. Sometimes they come up.
I'll let
Chris,
him slide with it.
say hello
Yes,
to
sir.
people.
What's going on, people? How y'all feeling today?
This is the first time we did a podcast back to back like this, fellas. I'm kind of proud of us. We doing our jobs here.
Insert the clapping sound effect right here.
Got to get the people what they want.
Gotta give people what they want. People were talking about the last podcast. We got a decent amount of feedback on that. I enjoyed it. But you know what? I want to get right into the topic of the day. I don't know if he has a nickname yet, but I'm a little bit. I like the finisher. Lowry Markkinen, man, finisher.
Dude, that kid can play. I tell you right now.
Play.
I have to be honest, and I think it was fair for me to be this way, but I didn't trust, Garden Packs because they're idiots. They have a proven resume of being idiots. So when they picked him, I was like, oh, this motherfucker. Who the hell is this? And I remember I read somebody on Twitter like, this is our Kristaps Porzingis. And I was like, oh, my God, another delusional-ass Bulls fan.
Yeah.
Just talking crazy. And this boy can play, man. Like, and I thought for sure, like, maybe it was like, this is just early success. That's all it is. But when you start seeing, the player tweets and then like the opposing teams in the post-game interviews talking about like, no, he's good. He has natural talent. Say how good he is. He's like, oh my God, he is good. How about that?
The most impressive thing to me about him, something that I was not expecting, he can rebound.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
think he had like 14 rebounds tonight. He was like 12 points, or maybe he had 14 points and 12 rebounds tonight. It's like two back-to-back double-doubles. I think through 4 games, he has the most three-pointers of anybody in NBA history. So that's he's in the record books now. He's a little bit. He's sneaky athletic. I know that's like some because he's white, he's sneaky athletic. No, not just because he's white. I mean,
shout out to Baylor.
Clearly because he's white. But no. But he's 7 feet tall, and like if you look at Kristaps Porzingis, I know he does some amazing things, tip dunks and all that. But sometimes he looks a bit unorthodox. But Laurie doesn't necessarily look that way. Everything he does looks in place. It looks like he should be doing it. Like there's a fluidity to the moves that he makes.
Fluidity, yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
It's not there with Kristaps. Like I always look at Kristaps and I think, man, he's gonna break.
Yeah, like Kristaps looks like he's like he wants to be like my size, like a guy that's like a smaller point guard, but he's trapped in a big person's body.
Yeah.
So everything he does looks super awkward, but it works for him.
Yeah.
But Laurie, it doesn't look like that. He has fluid movement. Everything looks natural. It doesn't look off balance. It doesn't look like, like a block. He looks like he's more like he's shaping to whatever situation that he's in.
What do you think about the finisher? I'm going with that. That's just the nickname I'm going with him, giving him he's a finisher from this point forward. What do you think about this guy, Chris? Did you think he was going to be a bust when the Bulls drafted him because the Bulls drafted him?
I mean, the same way Knicks fans moaned and groaned when Phil picked out Kristaps, was that 2 years ago now? I mean, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of the pick. I thought we had more need to like point guard. It was a really deep point guard draft. But I mean, after seeing this guy play some games, I mean, he's pretty good. And I think his field goal percentage is like 44% for these last couple of games. And that's pretty good for a rookie. And the thing that surprised me the most is his shot selection. He doesn't take bad shots.
He does not. He takes those pick and pops If he gets he's been driving to the basket too and dunking the ball a lot, getting rebounds, put back rebounds. It's like he's not just a shooter, which is what a lot of people probably assumed he was when the Bulls drafted him, but he's not that. He has a legitimate uh, skill set that I did not anticipate when the Bulls drafted him. And like I said before, I think I said it on the last podcast, I had seen him play in college, but I did not think that because he's a bit small. He's a little on the small side. I didn't think it was going to translate over as well as it has. I am thoroughly impressed with this guy. All you have to do now is trade Bobby and let Nico go back to wherever the hell he came from, Spain. And we all good.
Talking about he'll waive his no trade clause. Man,
is that what he said?
Yeah, he said that today.
Yeah, waive his no trade clause.
That he would waive his no trade clause to be traded anywhere, and that he's never done that before. He's always wanted to stay in Chicago. And I read that and I was like, please don't tell me that's what's been holding this up. Like getting him on out of here. Like, because both of them can go, Bobby and Nico. Bobby's my dude. Should have his jersey in the Raptors, but it's time to go and just rebuild around this kid.
Look, they are equally as bad as each other.
I mean, I would say
here Bobby. We go. Yeah, here we go. We have been doing this right now. Yes. Yes.
For those that don't know, I'm kind of a Bobby Portis fan, and Dre is sternly opposed to everything that is the name Bobby Portis.
Look, man, I am just opposed to 6'10" power forwards who can't have a piece of paper slid underneath their feet when they jump. I'm opposed to that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bobby. You can't jump.
I mean, like, barely get off the ground.
He barely gets off the ground. And he's 6'10", and he does rim grazer dunks, yo. Like his fingers barely go over the rim when he dunks, and he's 6'10".
That's okay, Chris. I used to love Bobby Portis when he first came out.
I did too. I wrote an article. It was called Bobby's World. Because it was like after one of those games where he scored like 20 and 10, he's hitting threes and dunking the ball unathletically, but he was dunking the ball. He looked like an NBA basketball player, and then he slowly descended into what we have now, which is not an NBA basketball player.
A black man that can't jump.
He could fight.
Oh, yeah, he could definitely fight. Big time. Shout out to Bobby. But was he one of Thibodeau's picks? Or no?
Yeah,
okay.
He was on the team. His first year was Thibodeau's last year. And I don't think he played a lot.
I don't think he would have survived any. If Thibodeau would have stayed, I doubt he would have survived that.
I know he wouldn't have. That's for sure.
You see, like the classic, Thibs power forwards. They except that. Oh my god, fucking Carlos Boozer. Except, oh my god, I can't stand Buddy.
Carlos played his part. And the greatness that we had, man.
Exactly.
Chris,
Carlos
every single day, Rob and Dre would hear me complain about, dude. Oh my god, I cannot stand Carlos Boozer.
We complained about his bomb ass too, but he played his part. He did his thing. I think obviously, if Bulls fans would have had I'm about to use the old white man word, their druthers, we would have we would have gotten someone else besides Carlos Boozer. But it's like, who else were we going to get at that point? Chris Bosh has signed with Miami. LeBron has signed with Miami. Obviously D-Wade has signed back with Miami. And you didn't want to give ISO Joe, $200 million because he's ISO Joe. I mean, he's good. I like Joe Johnson. But goddamn it, I wasn't gonna give him that much money, especially when we needed a power forward. So it wasn't a lot of things the Bulls could have done. But even with Carlos Boozer being Carlos Boozer, the Bulls still won. What they win? 61 games that year?
Yeah,
they won back-to-back 61 seasons.
Yeah. So I mean, And that was with Carlos
Okay.
missing the first 20 games of that first season.
With that fake hustle. I can't
Yeah, that was definitely fake hustle.
Come on, man. He was vital in that pick and roll game of Rose. But pick and
He
pop,
was. He
man.
was.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, he good for a 20-foot jump shot.
Yeah, and he was violently, not getting offensive and defensive rebounds.
Oh, he's
Go get that,
6'9".
Joe.
Get that shit out of here.
Joe.
Grab that, Joe.
Oh my God, that nigga was so trash.
Y'all remember
Right.
Kurt Thomas?
Oh, now
Yes, I do.
listen. When Kurt Thomas was on the Bulls, you had yourself a good quality backup power forward. Kurt Thomas was no joke. Now everybody needs. I stand firm with this. Everybody needs a crazy backup power forward on their team. Somebody that like he ain't wrapped too tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's Kurt Thomas.
was
he
that
came
dude.
from the Miami days, the Miami, New
Oh,
York,
he was nuts.
beating
Yeah.
everybody up days. That was when the NBA was different. Let me ask you a question. Actually, guys, a question. Do you think that one of those games when Carlos Boozer was yelling out for Joe to grab the rebound, that at any point in time he turned around and was like, "What the fuck are you grabbing? Shit! Tired of your shit. You grab the fucking rebound. You right there too."
I think maybe in the last season, probably that season, like when they was going against Philly, I think it was.
Yeah.
When Derek went out, probably after that game when he got hurt, I think for sure Joe Price said that. If not in the game, probably in practice, because I think he was sick of his shit.
Like, why don't you grab this fucking rebound?
Sorry ass.
Like, you're right there, Carlos. You're literally right there.
Went to
Bulls
LA and
fans-
trashed it up.
Nah, yeah, he was. I mean, he was cooked at that point. He was definitely washed.
Cooked.
By then. Like, if he wasn't washed when the Bulls had him, he was definitely washed when LA had him. I know Kobe probably wanted to dome shot his ass, and
I don't understand how he didn't. Kobe, it was in the end of the road. He should just went out with a bang. Like, I'm gonna steal off this nigga today in practice. I know I am.
I guess Kobe did get into fights with Shaq, so I guess he wouldn't probably been, it wouldn't have been out of the realm for him to fight Carlos Boozer. Fuck it.
Should have did it. Brick City. Yes.
God damn it. Yeah, you look at these those old Bulls teams, and you can't help but feel disappointed because they underachieved, to a certain extent.
Man, don't remind us.
I can't help but be reminded because it was like every time I look at like Twitter or something, it's always like Derrick Rose 2010, 2011 highlights. It's like, why are you doing this to me?
Oh my God.
It's torture.
And I say this.
Sorry.
I say this with the uttermost confidence, 100%. The year after he lost, because I was deployed. I didn't see that playoffs when they lost to Miami in the conference finals. So all I ever hear is from people like they always be like, Devin, you don't understand. The Bulls were cold, man. Everybody said that everybody always is telling me like they were gonna beat Miami, hands down. And then their youth showed. And I always like watch those highlights, and I always say to myself, like a year of Derek maturing after that MVP season, and then going into the playoffs, giving him what he needed. Then playing Miami again, they would have stood no chance.
Man.
No chance. You give Thibodeau a second shot at you.
All we needed was a decent shooting guard and maybe a starting quality big man that could replace Carlos Boozer. But instead, we didn't start Taj, and we got bum-ass Rip Hamilton.
Now, in Rip's defense, the offense ran very, very, very well when he played. The problem is that he just did not play enough.
Oh, he was always injured.
Always
injured, man.
And I don't even know if he was injured, to be honest with you.
And to top it off, that's when Derek started getting those recurring injuries as well after the initial ACL tear. So they could never mash up
no, that was before.
On the floor together. That is true, yeah.
But what happened with Derek is, you remember he fucked up his toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had missed those games. But before he had missed those games, he was playing through it. He didn't tell anybody. But then it was like it became apparent that, he messed it. His toe was bothering him. So they kept him out those games. But then he came back earlier than he was supposed to. Came back that first game and like came back earlier than he was supposed to, and I think he hurt it again. And then he came back in the playoffs because I think what did he play like maybe 5 or 6 games before the playoffs
Yeah, I remember that.
before the playoffs had started. He didn't play all that great, but he was just getting his wind and everything. And then he came back, and obviously what happened. He tore the ACL,
The rest is history.
and that was it.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
We're talking about Derek. I think this is a good opportunity to segue into how badly the Cleveland Cavaliers have looked without him. Like they need him in the worst way. And who would have ever thought that? Like I know LeBron, yesterday he had what was it, 34, 12, and 10 or something
Yeah.
like that. He had like I want to say he had eight turnovers that game as well. It's difficult for a guy like LeBron to be running the point and trying to score that many points. So turnovers ought to be expected. But they don't have any point guards if Derrick Rose isn't playing. So they
And
need him.
when Derek, exactly, and when Derek is playing, shout out to. I'm really trying to stop cursing on our shows, but shout out to that whole ass nigga, Greg Monroe, because he should have been suspended. That was a bunch of bullshit, and I feel like Derek should say this after every game. Every game, he does not get the calls that he deserves. And it's not like it's something new. It's been like this since he was a rookie.
It's been like this since he won. Like I think the year that he won the MVP, I think he went to the line 7 times a game, right? And I think the year after that, he went to the line around 7 times a game again. Ever since that, Derrick Rose has been going to the line like 3 times a game.
Bunch of bullshit. I remember how frustrated Thibodeau used to be.
Man.
Like in the first half, he'd be ready to explode because that was his game. You're not going to beat him. I mean, you're not going to catch up with him. You can only try to contain him or play help defense because no matter what you do, he's going to get past you. And he doesn't have to do it with a crossover. Just one dribble, boom, he's right to the basket.
Like a 1-2, left to right, and he's at the basket. And if you, like when Derek was Derek, if he got you on his hip,
it was a wrap.
It was over. You were already done.
That's 2 and a foul.
Not anymore. Now you can grab him around his neck,
slam him to the floor,
slam him to the ground. Fuck
everybody. And if you read all those beat writers for Cleveland, all of them were just raving about how good Derek was in the Cleveland's practice in the preseason, and then it showed. Like he was playing effectively in their system. Then this oh my god, that's another motherfucker who can't jump.
Yeah, the Greg Monroe scoring the post. So
him and Andre Drummond, neither one of them can jump, but somehow they get 20 rebounds every game. I don't get it.
Maybe he's deploying the grab people around their neck and throw them down and get the rebound strategy like he did.
Perhaps.
It seems to be a good strategy if you're not getting called for a foul, let alone getting called for a flagrant.
If I can,
I just don't get it. I really don't. And with Cleveland, I feel like they're letting out more than they know. But I think it's starting to become apparent that they were really, really banking on Derek because this IT injury, I think this shit is like super serious. Like might miss the whole season serious. And they were banking on Derek big time. So I'm kind of like waiting for the moment to come where they have to maybe, bring in another point guard and move somebody else if they don't want to move. Perhaps.
I don't think he's going to be gone all year. I don't think he's going to be gone all year. But I don't think you're going to see him at all this year for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, why push it if you don't need to? You got Wade and D Rose for that exact reason.
Shit, dude. Now you bring up D Wade.
Oh man,
he's coming off the bench now. What do you guys think about that?
The ghost coming off the bench.
You couldn't even imagine him doing that last year in Chicago, could you?
Hell no.
Oh,
even though it would have helped the team tremendously if he'd have came off the bench and just like dominated second teams. But last year in Chicago, it wasn't a chance in hell Dwayne Wade was coming off the bench. But he goes to Cleveland, and the first, I'll come off the bench because it's hurting J.R. Smith's feelings. I think it's also because he realizes that he fucking sucks. But that's
that's. I think that might be put most of it. Man, this is a terrible game.
I know we talked about Cleveland in the last podcast, but okay, last night they lost to Brooklyn. Obviously, they didn't have Derrick Rose, but Brooklyn didn't have D'Angelo Russell, and they still lost to Brooklyn
because LeBron can't hit his free throws.
That was part of it. He missed two in at the end, and then I think Dinwiddie ended up coming down and hitting the shot or something like that. But how many points did they get? They gave up 100 points to Brooklyn without D'Angelo Russell. That team, man. I know everyone thinks that because they have these big names, like we talked about it last podcast. I don't know how that team is going to work as bad as they are defensively. I don't know. I can't envision a situation where they're good in the playoffs. I mean, obviously they're going to beat everybody in the Eastern Conference because the Eastern Conference is not really good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Now that Kyrie is not with Cleveland, and I don't know how they're going to guard John Wall in the playoffs. Because D Rose, I love D Rose. Homie ain't keeping up with John Wall. Semi-healthy Isaiah Thomas ain't keeping up with John Wall. And J.R. Smith's defense is, I mean, Casper-like. So who's going to stick John Wall? LeBron?
You don't want LeBron guarding them for extended periods of time either, to be honest with you. You don't want LeBron getting tired of running around trying to guard, John Wall. But I mean, before we get to the point where we're talking about LeBron guarding John Wall, they actually have to get to the, position where they're playing Cleveland. And that's no guarantee either because, I mean, hell, they had their opportunity last year and they couldn't do it. So there's no guarantee that they'll be there again. They'll be there this year either. Because Boston is starting to look a little bit better. They win tonight. Last time I checked, they were winning.
Yeah, they won.
They won tonight. So that's
Cleveland?
No, Boston. So that's
3. Oh yeah, I think it's 3 straight for them.
3 straight for them. Kyrie is doing his thing, and one of the things that we talked about in the chat that we in on Twitter, I know, I think the last game of the preseason, Kyrie had like a 10 assist game. And I think he has 2 of those already this season, or at least he's been close to like 10 assists a few times. I think that's something that we can get used to seeing from him. This is what he's going to be doing. He's getting guys open and passing the ball around and not just taking a bunch of Kyrie ass shots. They might be all right, man. Like they, without Gordon, they might still find themselves in the Eastern Conference Finals based upon just how good Kyrie really is.
I mean, I can see that because Jason Tatum is like, I don't know, his game does not look like that of a rookie. It's very polished, kind of like the same way with Laurie. You don't see him force shots. Like he takes what he can, he takes what he gets. And that's what Jason Tatum does as well. But I mean, it's not like it's not possible.
And Jaylen Brown is really, really good. I was expecting him to average like 15 points a game this year. But considering the way that he plays, I wouldn't be surprised if he averaged a little bit more than that, like 17 to 18 points a game, because he goes to the basket and it's really hard for anybody to stop him. He's bigger and stronger and faster than most people that's guarding him. And if he's all of those things at the same time, who the hell is going to be guarding him?
What does he play, the 3 or the 2?
I don't know what he plays. I don't know what anybody on that team.
I don't think he has a position because I've seen him play the 1, the 2, and the 3.
They have him and Tatum playing at the same time, and they both are like same height, pretty much it seems. I don't know who's playing what. I guess Brown is playing power forward, and then Tatum is playing small forward. You got Kyrie, obviously point, and Is Marcus Smart starting for that team? I don't know.
I hope not. Jesus, let's not get into that.
He's been all right this year. He's been actually pretty good this year. He was pretty good in the playoffs last
He's
year.
had some annoying moments. I can give him that.
He is a flopper.
I'm not gonna give him an entire pass because he's definitely got on my damn nerves.
Yeah, you know, I'm not giving him a pass at all. Y'all know I hate that motherfucker. I can't stand Marcus Smart. Cannot stand him.
Oh man, I can't stand that motherfucker, boy.
I think his flopping is dangerous. It's going to at some point get someone injured. All of these things.
Yep.
I am not a huge fan of Marcus Smart. So no pass here. But I think he's been playing pretty well this year. So at the very least, I can give him that.
Mm-hmm. Now, with it's like thinking about the top teams in the East. You think about, Cleveland, Washington, Boston. That's all I got. Oh, Milwaukee. I'm sorry. Oh, nuts. Miami was supposed to have a solid team. Them motherfuckers ain't showed up since.
Nah, they gave Deion Waiters all that money. You can't give Deion Waiters much money. Hell, y'all thinking?
And it's everybody keeps saying this is going to be, the greatest year in a long time. I don't see that. I really don't.
What?
Huh?
The greatest year of what?
Like in a sense of like superstars on TV every night for the NBA. Like I don't see that. I don't see that for the East. Oh, what? Okay, Philly has a star-studded young process team. Give me a break.
All I want to see is
picked off
Giannis.
another touchdown.
I just want to see Giannis every night. Like, can we get him like every night on television? Can we do that?
Wow.
Yeah, I would.
I'm sorry.
Love that. I would really love that. He is so gifted and just. It's unfair. It really is, man. For that kid to be that big, that talented,
that fast, that talented, that strong, that everything.
Damn.
He is the future of the NBA, and he is the now of the NBA. It's weird how he's present and future at the same damn time. I haven't seen him have one bad game yet. He's getting 30 points every night, and he's doing it easily without shooting threes. The last person I seen do that was LeBron.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand how. I don't know what his contract situation is. I would hope that Milwaukee has seen the same thing that everybody else has seen and locked him up a long time ago. Because if not,
I think his free agency is coming up, actually. But he's still a restricted free agent, so it's like, okay,
they can match whoever they.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, so he's gonna be in Milwaukee.
Whew, boy. My goodness.
What do you think is going to happen with Jabari Parker?
I hope nothing but the best, because I really, really like that young man.
I
really do. Say what?
I hope he doesn't come home. I mean, I don't think that's the best fit.
No, he should never come to Chicago. Nobody should come to Chicago.
Especially not one person.
I be telling you all the time. I left Chicago.
We have nothing. Man,
we got food. That's good enough.
The food is something I do miss, but I don't miss like the Bulls or anything like that. I don't miss the Bulls. Fuck the Bulls.
I like Glory though. Overpriced, horrible teams. The Bulls suck ass right now, bro. And then I saw a ticket like in the second bowl for like $500.
We got we still got the Blackhawks, and we still got y'all got the Cubs. People who like the Cubs. And I'm not a Cubs fan, but
Dre, I don't know if you realize this, but we black. We don't watch hockey, man.
I watch hockey. Hey, man. I watch hockey. I don't watch it. I mean, I don't get to watch it very often because 9 times out of 10, I don't even know what channel hockey comes on. It's like all these weird ass channels that hockey comes on.
Sportsnet.
It'd be like it's a hockey game on Bravo. or fucking hockey game on FX or something like that. Like I don't know what channel those are, so I don't get to watch them. But when the playoffs are on, yeah, it'll be on.
Real talk though, soccer is popping in Atlanta.
Yeah, it is. They have who's down here now? The
The Atlanta
Dream,
United,
FC.
dude. Like y'all got a soccer following to the max. Most people ever at a soccer event in the United States, well, MLS soccer game, and they break their own record every week. It's lit.
People love soccer.
Big time.
You guys be playing FIFA all the goddamn time.
Dude, oh my God. I'm on a break. A forced break. And, you know, I just don't want to think about it. Dude, I'm just trying to be a good person and not bust one of these young niggas' asses that live in fucking Australia or England. I said, that motherfucker beat me by 1 goal in stoppage time. I said, fuck you and your non-US dollar having ass. And I disconnected the game. I was mad as hell. That kid couldn't have been nothing but 13 or 14. He was so nice. He came and added me later. Fuck him.
I didn't curse mad 12-year-olds out on 2K. So you're not in the boat by yourself with that. You know what I'm saying?
Like Joe Barry from North Carolina, his whole ass. He got his ass busted at 2K and he would have broke his hand.
I saw that. I was like, whoa.
It had to be 2K. I knew it was 2K.
It couldn't have been anything else, boy. And I hope he wasn't playing one of his teammates, because you know he always gonna have that on his mind. Like, nigga, you the reason why my hand broke. You know that?
Like, no, nigga, because you trash. That's the reason why your hand broke. That's some shit I say. That's some shit I say for real. I told y'all I was playing that game at 2K, and that dude, I don't know how the little nigga knew I was, an older dude. We gonna send me a message, y'all. He gonna send me a message. The message said, "Fuck you, dirty old head ass nigga." Play me 1-on-1 in my court. So I just start sending that motherfucker pictures of L's, like Sesame Street and shit. L's, LL Cool J, Big L, every L you could think of, and just started sending it to him. And I blocked him. But we didn't got
trash.
Yeah, I be calling people trash all the time. We didn't got sidetracked. We was talking about. We kind of skipped over one of the things we wanted to talk about. Jordan Bell. This man threw a oop to himself off the backboard.
Yeah,
and it seemed like all of analytics, Twitter, just got their panties in a bunch. Do you guys have a problem with a guy throwing an oop to himself off the backboard when his team is up by 24?
Listen, just like I don't have a problem with a big man saying, "Hey, if I'm open, I'm gonna shoot it." Hey, if it looked good, take it. If it went in, I'm all right with it.
He got fouled in the process, so it was technically,
and it was an and one.
It was an and one. He missed the free throw, but that's neither here nor there.
That's what Draymond said. He was like, "I just need him to make his free throws. That's it."
You got a problem with the oop off the backboard when you're up by 24, Chris? Is that disrespectful to the team you're playing against?
It's the Dallas Mavericks. I don't even know why they're in the NBA in the first place.
God damn, what?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I think there'd be a lot more backlash if he would have missed it. But I don't know. It's the Warriors. Of course, anything they do is going to be scrutinized to the max. But that was a nice dunk. It was if LeBron did it, I wouldn't see nobody complaining.
Man, LeBron did it. It'd be all over ESPN, fucking Fox Sports. It'd be everywhere. It's the greatest thing that anybody has ever done. So yeah, but he's LeBron though. That guy isn't LeBron.
That's true, but come on, it's a dunk.
In trash time at that. Like, you tripping about that? Come on, man.
I'm a firm believer. If you don't want somebody to throw the ball off the backboard and dunk it on you, then you know what you should do? You should stop him from throwing the ball off the backboard and dunking it on you. All right, it's not his responsibility to worry about your feelings in basketball. You have to stop him from doing these things. Anybody who come on, honestly though, he ain't got to think about nobody else's feelings while he's out there playing basketball. And so all these stupid ass unwritten rules are dumb. Go out there and dunk on people and have fun. The dude, how old is Jordan Bell? 21 years old.
Yeah,
He out there. The dude is
he's a
out there
kid.
having fun. He don't care about nothing else. He just wants to have fun. I don't know why everybody is on his
I
fucking
think
back.
I think it got as much blowback as it did because like I guess the reactions from the bench, like Katie and Steph Curry, they jumped up and was like, "Whoa!" Like,
Yeah, because they wasn't expecting that shit.
no, it
Nobody
wasn't.
was.
Nobody was.
Nobody was expecting that.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, like that's Jordan Bell's mo. That's what he was in college, an athletic freak. For that somebody being that big,
I'm with it. I say if you can, do it more often. Dunk on more people. Make more people uncomfortable about
man.
what it is you're doing.
Whenever we talk about Jordan Bell, I just want to fuck Garpax, man, for real.
So,
Them niggas.
so,
Yep.
so you telling me
Every
that
time we talk about him, that's all I think about.
so Jordan Bell and the finisher wouldn't work well together?
Man, that would have been cold to watch together.
That dude running around being a crazy defender, blocking shots and running the floor, and this dude running pick and
Hey
rolls
man,
with
they'd have
Zach
been
LaVine and
like
hitting
Sidney
threes.
and Billy. I promise you, they'd have been just like Sidney and Billy.
Sydney.
Hard work. Improv
Hard
here.
goddamn
Hard
work.
goddamn work. Oh man, shout out to Rob,
Switchblade.
man. Damn it.
I'm with you, Chris. It is annoying as hell that he is not in a Bulls uniform doing those things, and it's even more annoying because the Bulls admitted that they didn't even really scout anything. They didn't know what the hell was going on. They're just, doing shit. Like they're just flying by the seat of their pants. It feels like in Chicago, like all the time, no plan. Now I think with Laurie, it kind of gives them a plan because he's so good already.
Yeah,
So it gives them some direction. Like they don't have a choice but to have a direction. Like you have to get this guy a point guard or somebody that can handle the ball and run pick and roll and combo dude. Like you got to because he's just that good. Now they have a direction that they have to go in. Or you have to have another big man next to him that's athletic that can run the floor and dunk the ball and take some pressure off of him. They have some ways they can go. Now I'm sure 100% they're gonna fuck it up, but they do have different ways that they could go.
out the front door, that'd be one of them.
That would be perfect. I mean, in a perfect world, if you can get guard packs up out of there, I mean, you always have to make that move if you can. But I am sorry, that's probably not gonna happen, Chris.
Fuck.
Them dudes in here for the long haul. Weren't they just talking about giving Gar a fucking extension or some shit? Goddamn.
Oh God. Oh dear God. Please, no. Please no.
Yeah,
Please.
that's what they're talking about. They're talking about giving him an extension.
We would seriously have to start the fire Garpax, train, like, and just deliver it all over the city. Like, do not give the Chicago Bulls your money, please. Like, oh my God, please don't let that shit be true. Oh man, that just hurt me hard.
Sorry, I think it's true. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I do think that was the talk for a while about him getting getting an extension. Hey man, the Bulls are out here trying to fuck up your dreams. What is Boogie? What's Boogie doing tonight? Anybody know?
Hold on. I know they're playing the Kings, right?
Yeah, they're playing the Kings, and he wanted to get some stuff off his chest. He said,
Good old Sacramento.
This man worried about everything but basketball.
So my brother said something to me a while back. Like he likes Boogie, but he doesn't know if you can win with that dude.
14 points, 9 rebounds so far.
What quarter is it in?
I think it's the third.
Second?
Oh, second quarter.
Jeez.
Oh, yes. 3 minutes left in the half.
In an ESPN. Yeah, he said in an ESPN interview today, like an E60 interview, he was just like, man, I don't see this as like a revenge game. Like it was really like uncharacteristic of him the way he was talking.
That was the was he sitting next to Rondo when he said that?
No, he was just by himself. He was talking to Marcus Spears, or I forgot the guy's name. But he was talking to him, and he was talking about how like he didn't see it as like a revenge game. He just wanted to come out there and get the win. And if they, boo him or they feel some type of way about him, he'll move on from it. But he enjoyed his time in Sacramento.
I really feel like he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, because on one end he was talking about how he had to get some stuff off his chest, and then on the other hand he was saying how um, it's not a revenge game. So which one is it? Is it not a revenge game, or are you getting something off your chest? I don't know what to think about what Boogie is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it? Like what are we doing here? But what are we doing? Revenge game or not? But so far it seems like he's putting them in the body bag, so it's always good.
All right, he got almost double before halftime. He should have 30 and 15 by then.
Yeah, this is definitely a revenge game for him. He's out of his goddamn. I mean, he can miss me with all that other shit. Okay.
While we talking about DeMarcus Cousins, there's certain people in the league that you just look at, and you can tell they have certain off-season activities they take part of, like Zach Randolph. Do they get called off-season, like with possession intent to sell or something?
Yeah, he did, but I think everything got dropped. I think it got dropped.
Man, please, that nigga be out here slinging.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think he was slinging. I think Zach had all that shit for himself.
Yeah.
Zach be smoking.
Oh yeah,
I can see it.
I'm with it.
That nigga lips dark as hell.
You got some black ass lips. But man, I ain't about to get into no argument with Zach. Hey, Zach, if you got a problem, that's Chris talking that shit, man, not me. Zach got hitters, yo.
Oh, he know how to fight too. Shit. Where's he from?
I don't know where he's from.
Oh man, I know exactly where he's from. He is from Marion, Indiana.
Really?
Yes, and he is like Marion, Indiana is a tough place to live. Like they don't have.
Chris, I want to apologize.
You think you can suck my entire ass? I ain't scared of no man.
Oh my god, I love fucking.
There's polls out there for a reason.
Damn, you hear that shit? He told you kiss his ass, yo. Zach, get at him, Zach. But
yes,
we was talking about something.
We need the activity.
Yeah, we was talking about something in the chat, and it was LeVar Ball, and LeVar was doing his LeVar thing and doing a bunch of talking, before, during, after the game they had with Washington, and it seemed like people were like a little bit tired of LeVar Ball talking. Are you guys tired of LeVar Ball talking?
I'm tired
of him to shut up.
I'm tired of the media criticizing LeVar Ball for what he says. If they don't want to constantly put a mic in front of his face, you don't want to hear what he got to say. Stop asking for his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very astute observation there. I agree.
I don't get it. Like basketball,
I get it.
I mean, basketball is a predominantly black sport, right?
Yeah, it's like 90.
Yeah.
And most of these guys didn't have fathers in their lives growing up, right?
Oh my God, I didn't have that muted. No, they didn't.
So here comes one kid that has their dad and their mom in the same house. They're good kids. They've never been caught doing some crazy, good grades. One's in college, one's in the NBA, one's has a full ride to college when he's getting ready for it. What is the big deal? I don't get it. These aren't bad people.
They're not bad people. I think, when you have a black man as outspoken as he is, it doesn't really go over very well. I mean, throughout the history of time, what black man has been liked for speaking, like he does, as confident as he is, as loud and boisterous as he is? I think, you got like Muhammad Ali, right? Where when he died, everybody talked about how they loved him. But when he was alive, they didn't really love him. It wasn't like everybody was like
straight bullshit.
Oh, exactly. We love Muhammad Ali. It wasn't like that,
Like no.
No, you really didn't like Muhammad Ali. Nobody really liked Muhammad Ali like that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just the way that it goes. Now, as far as people putting the microphone in his face and then complaining about it, well, that's the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. That's how you get people to come to. Like, they use him to get people to come, because it's two people, right, that are going to come. They're going to be people that are supporting LeVar Ball, and then there's going to be people that don't support LeVar Ball. And if you talk about him negatively or positively, both people are going to come. If you talk positively, people are going to come because they want to talk shit about that. And then the other people are going to come because they want to read positivity about LeVar Ball. If you talk about him negatively, it's going to be vice versa. That's the game. But I agree with you. It is a game. He is being used, even while he's using the media. He is
Man,
being used.
LeVar Ball's a genius. That's all I know. Like I've never seen someone meticulously like manipulate an entire business the way he has. Like it's crazy. Like it's actually nice to see. Like it's nice to see somebody that looks like you actually out here making it and doing it when people don't think you can. And you can tell that's exactly what it is. That's why they hate him so much. Like you said, a black man with a voice. And I mean, he hasn't been proven wrong yet. And that's what keeps them awake at night. Like, damn, this nigga has us at every turn.
I think he's Paul Heyman. Like
I can see
he's
that.
Paul Heyman. I mean, obviously, Lonzo isn't the Undertaker yet, or not the Undertaker. He's a Brock Lesnar. But I mean, he is. I mean, that's what he does. He talks for his son, so that he doesn't have to take on all of that pressure. He takes the pressure off for him, and I think that's a great thing. I know sometimes people don't like it; they think he talks too much. He's too boisterous and any other number of things, and I definitely understand that. But I also understand him wanting to keep his son, kind of shield him from some of the things that's gonna come his way. Don't worry about any of these things. I'll worry about that. I'll take on all that pressure. I'll take that criticism, and all you have to do is go out there and play. And if you listen to Lonzo, that's all he does. He's like, all I want to do is play basketball, and that's all he does. He just goes out there and he plays basketball. I love it. I love it personally.
This should be totally different if it was the son's personality matches the dad's personality, Like, both of these motherfuckers, all they do is talk, but it's not. Zoe is, as we all know, like, extremely humble and reserved, and, like, he doesn't show any emotion.
Like Kawhi.
Yeah, like, he's just super just the definition of chill. Now, LeVar's other kids, I doubt they're going to be anything like that.
Jello is kind of reserved too.
Jello, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I take that back. Angela, he is kind of reserved. But,
now, Melo.
Oh, you can forget it.
Yeah, Melo isn't very quiet. He's not reserved. He has more.
He can't wait
Lonzo
to turn up.
with him. Yeah, he got more. He got more LeVar in him than Lonzo or Jello. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that's like a negative thing or a bad thing because, like I said, I think what LeVar Ball is doing is calculated. Even if everybody has a problem with it, people don't like it, but it's definitely calculated. But Jello is definitely more like his father than any of the other kids are. Everybody can't be reserved. Some people have to be. People got to be out there. He's the one that's out there. Me and Chris was talking about. We was talking about this before we started the podcast. Switch lanes here. Go towards football. Chicago Bears. Hey man, I don't like the Bears. I don't like the Bears, and I know you guys aren't Bears fans. I understand that, but the defense, man, is not bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Come on, Dad. Come on.
That's about as much as you'll get from me.
I watched that entire game.
You watched the entire game. All right. Well, okay.
I feel like it's the same old Bears from the same old. Just. I'm not used. I'm not going to change up the way I think about them because they haven't shown me anything. Yes, their defense is. I'd say it's much better in recent weeks, which deserves the praise. Of them being relatively good, but Who did they beat last week?
Carolina.
You know what? Like, I really don't believe in Cam anymore because I feel like the
Is that what
more
happened?
I'm not kidding. I'm not joking around either. I'm really starting to think that Cam might be off balance because Cam, and I'm not trying to take away from what the Bears did because they Cam is an MVP. Period. They stopped an MVP, but at the same time, Cam ain't exactly.
Well, that play calling is ferocious.
Yeah, man. Like he's the play calling, that type of team. Like the Bears were made to beat that type of team. Like you gonna do that run option on us? Not gonna happen. Not today. We shutting all that down. But I can tell you this: a lot of these players on the Bears defense, they are playing, you know, not expected as they were going to be playing in the preseason. Trevathan, even though he's a rotten son of a bitch for hitting Devontae Adams.
You just dropped that in there, but okay.
I just had to do it. The number one person who has been playing extremely well for the Bears, Kyle Fuller.
Yes, he has.
I was
very
not
quietly
expecting that. I thought they was going to cut Buddy.
Shit, I think he thought they were going to cut him, and he decided to play his ass off. Like, all right, if I don't I'm not going to be in the NFL if I continue along the trajectory that I'm going, and I'm not going to be here very long. And he changed some things. He changed. I'm
he
with
had
it.
to. The first round draft pick, you better show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate the Bears, but I will say the defense. I was telling Chris, like, this is kind of how they got good before. The defense got good, and the defense had been good for years before the Bears became good themselves. And then the offense came along, but the only difference now, which is what scares me, and with potentially them becoming good, is that they have a good quarterback now. Trubisky is good, and they don't have to worry about Jay Cutler or trying to find a quarterback. They already have one. They just need to, develop him into being what he's going to be in the future. That's what worries me, is that they may be good a lot quicker than I would prefer them to be. Because I prefer the Bears just not be good ever. But that's just me.
Garbage.
I mean, it's different for me because I grew up. My dad.
Turncoat.
No,
turncoat.
no. I mean, my dad is a diehard
crazy.
Bears fan. And as a kid, I used to watch these Bears games with him. Man, I'm telling you, I used to get tired every Sunday having to sit watch this shit. It was like torture. Bears getting blew out every single week. Can you imagine growing up and your dad being a Bears fan and Rex Grossman is your quarterback?
No.
Jesus
I'm a
Christ.
49ers. I was a 49ers fan.
Bro,
But I watched football. So I don't know about having bad quarterbacks.
Remember Alex Brown?
Shout out to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
That man was a dog back in the day. But the Bears, they've always been a defensive first team. I don't doubt that's going to change. But that's how they really got it started these last couple of years when Jay was there. All those takeaways. They had the entire offense was based around 2 pick sixes, basically.
Yep. Goddamn Mike Brown always getting a pick six, a big pick six all the time. That was, when he was
Peanut Tillman punch fumble. You get it in good field position. They run 3 running plays, get in good field position, kick a field goal.
Bobby Gold for a field goal to win the game.
I literally just told the entire Bears' success in the Lovie Smith era.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. They were a defensive team, and that was it. But I think that it could be different this time because, like I said, they have a quarterback now. And
do they?
Yeah, Trubisky is good, man. Like, you look at some of the throws that he makes, like throws on the run. I think he's going to be a very, very good quarterback, provided they give him. Because look at what he's doing without any offensive talent.
True. Third string receivers.
Besides a running back, all he has is the running back. They don't have any wide receivers.
Man, they finna burn the knee cartilage out of Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a workhorse. I'm gonna kill that man. Ain't no way that man should be averaging like 20 carries a game. 'Cause that's kind of what he gets every other game.
No, they don't have anybody else to. They can't throw the ball to nobody, and like where else are they going with the ball? So, and it's crazy that he's doing so well because teams obviously know that's where they're going with the ball, and they still can't stop him.
Exactly. And he runs people over too. He ain't shying away from contact either.
No, he isn't. I've looked at some highlights. Like I'm not watching these games, but I am looking at highlights, and he's damn good. He is a damn good football player. Um, if I was a Bears fan, I would be excited, but since I'm not, I'm disappointed. I want them to suck forever and ever and ever.
What happened to Jeremy Langford and Kadeem Carey? I thought those two dudes were like running back to the future.
I don't even know who the fuck you talking about.
You don't remember Jeremy Langford? He was like really good last year.
Chris is trolling. Oh, I wish Rob was here.
Is that something Rob said?
Oh God, Rob would have been all over that. He'd be like, first of all, in his classic dark skin voice.
You kill me with this. You kill me with that classic dark skin voice.
Shout out to you, Rob Tizzle. Them niggas garbage, man. I don't care what anybody says. They're trash.
Well, I tried.
They're trash offense. They're trash offensive play calling. Garbage all over the field. But like I said, your defense, they surprised me. We got to see what happened, for the rest of the year. Because,
right.
But,
Since we were talking about taking out the trash, Joe Girardi out.
This was long overdue, man.
Joe Girardi out as the Yankees manager. How do you feel about that, Devin?
Oh my God, this was a long time coming for him. It really was. Bender Joe, he had his moments in New York. He won one World Series. He never had a losing record, but he always had enough talent to win at least 3. He was there for 10 years. He should have won 3.
Do you hear how? Hold on. Do you hear how fucking privileged you sound? Do you hear that?
You know what? That's not
Do
my
you hear
problem.
how privileged you sound?
That's not my problem.
Do you hear how fucking privileged? He won a World Series, but he should have won 3.
He should have won 3. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you sound.
That's just. You know who I sound like right now? I sound like that nigga Baylor.
Well, you definitely sound like Baylor. Baylor definitely be on that. The Lakers should have won 30 championships. Fuck you mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's talking about Toronto, about some other team. I can't remember who it was though. How they won one and should have won a couple more.
It's probably UCLA.
Who? Oh man, don't nobody watch UCLA football.
No, it was pro sports.
Pro because he likes the Raiders. I know he likes the Raiders. He likes obviously the Lakers. Who else does he like? Nah, I mean, this is a surprise to me. I just found this out like recently. The Baylor likes the LA Lakers. It was quite a surprise when it first came out and it happened. He never talks about it in the chat. We all do.
Oh my God,
we all talk about it. What up, Baylor?
Yeah, because
what up, BTG?
Lakers so good. We just we have to talk about them all the time.
I mean, Kobe is better than Jordan.
Case in point.
I mean,
I totally forgot about that.
I don't think did he ever say that?
Yes, he did.
Man, yes, he did.
Oh, my bad.
And Baylor would try to flip that Compton philosophy on your ass and try to be like, well, I didn't say it like you said it, but and I'm like, nigga, but you said it.
Hashtag he'll be like, Compton philosophy.
Hashtag Baylorism. Compton philosophy.
Baylorism.
Nigga.
Baylor, Devin is saying it's not Compton philosophy is bullshit. That sounds
that's
like
what it is. That's exactly what it is.
I think you need to come on the show and defend yourself. You want to take shit from Devin.
But Devin, if you like him, that means you got to like my dude too. You see how I got you? You see how I just put you in that trap? Nigga.
Man, that one convo y'all had about Magic versus Mike, I was like, man, this isn't even a debate.
This shit,
And then
that conversation was like 900 million comments, and I just had to turn off notifications for a while. I'm not sitting here listening to you two motherfuckers go back and forth. Like every 5 seconds, my phone is ringing. My wife thinking I'm cheating. No, no, thank you.
I'm not looking
Battery
forward to June
dying.
anymore.
Huh?
I'm not looking forward to June anymore because that's when that shit gonna pop off again. You watch. When LeBron get to the finals and it don't go the way that I want it to go, that's when Bailey gonna go, oh Devin. Oh Devin, here we go.
I mean, barring any injuries, it is definitely not going to go the way that you want it to go.
It's just like the fucking Yankee season, you know? They was popping off, they was super good, and it was like, oh, they ain't as great as you thought they was. Nigga, I know that. I can't have wishful thinking.
I hope
You
something
can have
happens.
wishful thinking. You
I
hope something happens.
I hope something happens to the Cavs team. Not like injuries, just like something happens. So LeBron won't have to go to the finals, have another finals L on his record.
I would prefer that LeBron continues to go to the finals and loses every single time. That I mean, because that to me is more interesting than anything else. Like because then it becomes like at what point do we start saying, man, this motherfucker is losing a lot in the finals? Like I want to see at what point do people get to that point, or do they ever get to the point where they're saying, man, LeBron, like, does he have to lose like 10 times in the finals before people are like, man, this motherfucker is losing in the finals? Like, does it ever happen? Is it never going to happen? I would love to see. Yeah, probably not.
Bro, he's lost 5 finals and he's been to 8. I don't understand. That's a horrible ratio.
Bro, I think he's talking. He's been talking about wanting to keep playing until Bronny. Is it Bronny? Is he the only one? Until he gets to if he gets to the NBA, because I don't want to just assume he's gonna make it to the NBA. But if he gets to the NBA, he wants to play long enough to play with or against him. So if the Eastern Conference continues along the trajectory that it's on, he might be able to go for years to come. Nah, because Greek Freak is a goddamn monster.
Exactly.
Probably not. But you never know. He's LeBron. He's the GOAT. So I've heard. That's what I've heard. He's the GOAT.
I'm not gonna start this shit. Joe Girardi deserved to not have his contract renewed. He should have won 3 World Series. He had tons of talent, and he has a history of ruining some of these pitchers because he's just over analyzing the situation.
See, you and Baylor aren't that far off. You guys aren't that far or aren't far off from being the same.
No. See, you know why I love the Yankees. When I say we, I mean that shit. That nigga say we just because he live over there in South Central.
So what you're saying is, if he lived in Houston, he wouldn't be saying go Lakers. I don't know. He seems like
Oh my God, the Lakers. It's different in a sense of I'm not I can't say that word because I use that word and people like to bring it back up all the time. I'm a realist when it comes to the Yankees. I like to be. I prefer to have constructive criticism about them before I start giving them too much credit. Mm-hmm. Like I have a slight feeling that we're gonna be in the same position that we were in this year and next year. We're gonna get to the ALCS. We're gonna push it 5, 6, 7 games, and it's gonna be not enough experience on our team to get past that final stage. And if we do get to the World Series,
you're gonna lose to the Cubs.
Oh, you nuts! Give me a break. Sweep the Cubs.
Excuse me?
They can't even figure it out. The Dodgers. If the Dodgers keep doing what they're doing, it's a wrap. And Joe Maddon's got to go, just like Girardi. He's got to be fired. He's got to get him out of there.
Joe's
why you got to get rid of Joe? He just won the World Series a year ago.
Listen to me. I'm a firm believer in this. Joe Maddon drinks vodka during those games in the dugout. He's a drunk.
I mean, it's fucking baseball. I would too.
He's a drunk, and he can't be managing a bunch of men and you're fucking drunk. Okay, you can't tell me I'm gonna listen to you and you fucking drunk. Okay.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Throughout this entire
wino telling me to hit bat second. You nuts?
I'm pretty sure Dre ain't been watching the Cubs this past postseason, but there were a lot of calls that Joe Maddon made that I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like he kept bringing out John Lackey. We're down by 1 or 2 in the 5th inning, like consecutive games. I'm just like,
Ooh, if Rob was here right now.
So that's not a good
John
thing.
Lackey.
No
No,
John Lackey.
he's 35 years old, bro.
No, I know John Lackey is good. I'm just talking shit.
I don't get it. I mean, Buddy hasn't been good since what? His Boston days?
I feel like John Lackey got tiki torches in his garage.
He looks like he'd be a tiki torch dude.
Yeah, him and Arietta and John and Lester, they all go out together.
Hashtag John Lackey tiki torch. Throw that up.
That
there.
overbite he got.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It's the overbite. Is that what did it?
I'm telling you, it's the overbite. He's nuts. And Joe Madden has a bad habit of over managing and over thinking situations.
He almost lost that World Series for them.
Yeah, he did. And
last year.
he had Hendricks in there. The guy was dealing, gives up 1 run, has a hit on, and he takes him out. Are you nuts?
Could
you
you
keep him in
imagine?
and just let him go do it.
How many Cubs fans would have committed suicide had they lost last year on a Joe Madden over management play?
Oh man.
he basically killed Aroldis Chapman for the first half of this season because his arm couldn't recover. Even with the off-season training and the spring training, he never recovered from it. It took him until
that was strategic. He knew he wasn't staying with the Cubs. He didn't give a fuck what he did to him.
Everybody in the Yankees organization, Yankees fans, they knew that was a rental. Yeah, go ahead, take him. We cool. In Indians, you can have Andrew Miller too. We're gonna get that back. We'll run that back. You got him right back. It was a straight rental.
Wait.
And what did the Cubs get out of that? Nothing. We talk about the genius of Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer. You got nothing back from that. Oh, Gina Rodriguez could get this.
Man.
Sorry.
That was so random. Did you like that?
Everybody,
Jose
if you're listening,
trade?
Google Gina Rodriguez.
Chris?
You saw what?
Like that Jose Quintana trade? You like that?
Mexico.
What had happened?
Quintana.
The day after it happened, we had a podcast. It was one of the topics, and I just went, hell, I don't understand why we gave up the entire fucking farm for a guy that hasn't proved anything to be an elite ace.
500 career.
500 career what?
Well,
that's his pitching record.
Fault.
He's like 500 for his career.
I mean,
it's not his fault that the White Sox only gave him 1 run a game. It's not his fault.
That's true, but I mean, that doesn't mean that game translates from AL to NL, though.
That's correct. That does not mean that. But I'm glad you guys did it. Thanks. We'll take all of those prospects and keep it moving.
Now the White Sox, they stacked.
They stacked.
Keep on stacking.
But like I told Chris, like the Cubs are too. It's just that most of their guys are playing right now. They're in they're in the league.
Trade Schwarber to the Yankees now. Trade Schwarber.
Little
Get as
Babe,
much as you can.
Little Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah, Yankees could use him. Like I said a couple of days ago, that short ass right field porch. He did 50 a year.
All right, I'm sick of talking to you motherfuckers.
Go Yankees.
Do you have anything else that you want to throw out there? You want to complain about something, Chris? I think I'm gonna start doing this thing where at the end of the podcast we throw out something that we want to complain about. Is there anything you want to complain about, Chris?
What you mad about? That's what we're gonna call it.
What are you mad about?
You know what I'm mad about? How black folk and people that aren't black, no, not black, non-people of color want to be highly offended for black people whenever something they deemed racist happens, like that whole Kellogg cereal thing, that there was one kernel darker than the rest. There are black folk out here getting shot by cops unarmed. Black people out here starving to death, out here living like in slums. You worry about a fucking cereal box? But
I must tell you that your "what am I mad about" has taken a turn that I was not expecting. I was not expecting that. Like, I couldn't have expected that in a million years. But I'm not mad at you for throwing that out there. Continue. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to cut you off.
I mean,
continue.
It's just one of those things that I don't understand. Like, Okay, you may have friends that were part of the struggle, but you are not part of the struggle. You live in Naperville. You live in Oak Brook. You're not from 56. Okay, it's like you can stop trying. I appreciate that you care so much, but you didn't live the fight. Okay, just leave it there.
Man. Okay,
I feel
Devin.
better.
You feel better now?
I feel better.
I want you to feel good. Devin,
Mm-hmm.
what are you mad about?
I don't think we have enough time. But
Oh my God.
you
You
know
are a
what?
very hate-filled man.
hate.
Hey, 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 hey.
This white boy at my job one day, he was like, somebody said something about like being Colin Kaepernick. Might made a comment. They were like, "Oh, well, it might be some ruckus in the workplace." You know, I'm describing a 50-year-old white male who said that,
Ruckus.
and
Ruckus.
my boy, my
Did he call
homie
you
at work,
a snapper as well?
my homie at work, super cool white boy. He was like, "What about her emails?"
Oh my God.
Oh my god, that was so funny. What am I mad about? I'm mad at people. People. A lot of our sports expectations. We have to be real. We aren't. A lot of us. Well, not us. Uh, regular Joe schmoes who just watch the games when it's convenient. When it's convenient for them, and they like to make comments that are passion and emotion filled about an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I love being on the train and I hear some of these older guys whose life have amounted to shit, probably never played a sport in their life, like to look at the USA Today and be like, oh, this kid is overrated. Speaking about Lonzo Ball, when Lonzo is shown consistently, like, this is my game, this is who I am. I am a facilitator. Maybe I'll score, maybe I won't. But if I do, you'll know. I am not a representation of my dad. I have a representation of me. And because of who his dad is, people feel that they can turn into pro scouts and they can say
Man,
make comments about his game when they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm also mad. This is my last mad thing. I am extremely upset that people feel that white men who I guess support LeVar Ball being a dad, they feel that they have to trash them too. That people feel that they have to, like somebody I read on Twitter, this guy trashing Scott Brooks. He was like, well, he shouldn't be our coach anymore because Scott Brooks, the most important thing he said was, my dad left me when I was 2 years old. I wish I had up when I was 10,
Yeah,
12, 14, 16, 17, 18 years
that was
old.
awesome.
Like, I don't think people really grip that. Not having a father in your life is so powerful. And especially when you're a man of color or a boy of color growing up. So that's what I'm upset about.
what you mad about, Dre?
They're idiots.
Yeah, people are idiots. What am
Oh,
I mad about? I'm
All
mad
right.
about a lot of things, but I think the one thing I'll talk about. We talked about it earlier, Chris, before we started. I'm mad about White Sox and Cubs fans. White Sox and Cubs fans piss me off. Want to know why they piss me off? Because they do the exact same fucking thing. When the White Sox are good, Cubs fans talk shit about the White Sox, even if the Cubs aren't good. When the Cubs are good, White Sox fans talk shit about the Cubs, even if they aren't good. And you know what they both do? Complain that the other one is talking shit. I'm so tired of going on
mm-hmm.
Facebook and Twitter and hearing Cubs fans tell me, don't nobody care about the White Sox? Well, if you don't care about the White Sox, shut the fuck up about them.
Why are you talking about him?
Why are you talking about them? Because Cubs fans love to play that It's just the White Sox role. They love that. It's just the White Sox. Nobody cares about the White Sox. It's the same damn thing over and over and over again. And people who don't live in Chicago probably won't understand why it's annoying because you don't live here, but it is maddening to consistently see the exact same shit over and over and over again. Cubs fans telling White Sox fans that they don't care that the White Sox are the White Sox. The White Sox fans talking shit about the Cubs fans. It's annoying. I cannot tell you how annoying it is. You have to live here and experience it to completely understand why it's annoying. Especially as a White Sox fan who couldn't give a shit about the fucking Cubs. That's been the According to Sources podcast. You guys know where to find us. It's according to sources at gmail.com if you have any questions or hate mail you want to send to Chris. It is A2 Sources on Twitter, according to sources on Facebook. We are part of a podcast network, the ETMF Podcast Network, where you can find multiple podcasts about many, many things, many topics, bigly topics. we have big brains. We have the best brains.
We have the best words.
We have the best words, and we have the best podcast. So I would suggest you go and, look at one of those descriptions and find a podcast that you like and rate it highly, even if you don't like it, because we need those ratings. So for Chris, Devin, I'm Dre.
Yeah, I got something to say.
Oh my God.
Really fast.
Okay, you cut me off nobody cuts me off in the middle of the outro.
Sorry, Dre, and I was trying to find my moment. I was really trying to find it, man. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to mention this in what I'm mad about because I'm not mad about it, but I am writing a piece that should come out roughly Monday morning, Monday afternoon, probably Monday afternoon when everybody's getting out of work. It is a piece on depression, men through the ages of 14 and 35, and how they cope with depression and how they use sports as an outlet. I'm really putting in a lot of work to this. I've been on it for probably a month. We will definitely debut it on our page. I'll put it on my Twitter page, and I just appreciate it if everybody could just give it a read, give it a listen. I think that everybody will appreciate it, and it probably won't be the first article of it. It'll probably be like a 2 or 3 part series. So really appreciate it if everybody would look out for that on our page.
Definitely look out for Devin's article on depression. It is in particular in black households, depression is a very, very serious issue. And because black people don't believe in going to get mental health help, it is an even bigger problem. So yeah, read Devin's piece when it comes out. So that's that. This has been According to Sources. I'm Dre. It's Chris. Devin. We out. Peace.
Jason, we're like you suck.
Big ones.